TIFU by coming into a coconut. Edit. I got an AMA thread now. Help me. This TIFU didn't happen today but quite a few years back. For obvious reasons I'm using a throwaway account as my family knows my main Reddit username. Anyway, around 8 years back I lived in northern Mozambique, a coastal southern African country with quite a warm climate. My mother at the time was going through a health nut phase and only buying foods she deemed healthy enough. One of these was coconuts. She would buy several coconuts a week to use in food from the local market. Anyway, being a horny teenager I fapped in regular intervals. Unfortunately there was some severely stressful examinations coming up for me and as such my fapping reached a higher peak than usual and I was feeling pretty sexually frustrated. One day I hear that my mother is going to be out for pretty much the entire afternoon. Horny me decides that it would be a fantastic idea to fuck a coconut. Honestly to this day I can't fathom why I thought that would be a good idea but my train of thought back then was clearly somewhat clogged. I end up grabbing the coconut drill and through 20-ish minutes of concerted effort end up creating a hole large enough for me to stick my porker into. I decide it requires some lube and grab the nearest slippery thing, some butter, before shoving it into the coconut followed shortly by my meat. I fuck the coconut and it actually feels pretty damn good so I blow my load, shove the coconut under my bed and continue about my day. For the next week the coconut is my savior. Whenever I want to get off I simply take it out and fuck it in its delightfully tight hole made better each time by accumulating volumes of my semen and butter acting as a lubricant. It's heaven. Now before I continue I'd best mention that at the time our area was experiencing quite humid, muggy weather which exacerbated an already existing fly problem. Disgustingly fat, bloated flies were commonly found around our house and the exterminators couldn't really do anything because it was a localized area problem that would go away in the winter. About a week and a bit after the initial coconut fuck, I had been using it pretty much every day since then. I begin to notice a few more flies than usual as well as an odd, unpleasant smell about my room. Must be the coconut, right? So I decide that I'll fuck it once more before I throw it out and get a new one. Worst mistake I have ever made. You see, the reason for the increased number of flies was that the coconut was evidently, in hindsight, a nearly perfect place to lay eggs. As I penetrate the coconut one last time I begin to feel a strange wriggling sensation. Puzzled, I pull my cock out to discover that it is covered in rotted and moldy butter and semen and teeming with tiny fucking maggots. They were wriggling all over my dick head and some were even trying to force their way up into my urethra. I screamed, and threw the coconut against the wall which made the situation worse by spilling the contents. Hours of vigorous cock scrubbing, vomiting, and cleaning the remnants were spent reflecting on what the fuck I was doing with my life. Never again. Never again. TLDR don't fuck coconuts. Edit. Jesus this exploded. I'm glad my maggoty experience made some people laugh, because I sure cry every time I think back to it. Edit 2, grip inbox. Edit 3, thanks for the gold. It eases my shame a little. I'm thinking of doing an AMA for you more curious individuals. Maybe if the post hits 10k, it's quite uncomfortable to discuss though as the visceral memories come back. Edit 4, my shame has never been this large. 47. 1k upvotes. My story of coconut fucking is now permanently etched into Reddit's history. Lord save me. Congratulations. /u/coconut throwaway 69. Your post has been selected as the fuck up of the week. Huh, this thing smells like it's rotting a bit. I guess I should shove my dick in it one last time. What the fuck up? I hear my mother is going to be out for the entire afternoon. Horny me decides it would be the perfect time to fuck a coconut. Boy I tell ya, if I had $1 for every time I had that same thought. TIFU by honey dicking my wife after she found my used condoms. NSFW. Well brethren, I too wanted to partake in the great coconutting frenzy. Today was my day off and was also my wife's longest day of work. It should be mentioned she's on her period, and sex is out of the picture for her. I haven't busted a nut in roughly 4 days, and the idea of penetrating a milky coconut somehow thrilled me after reading the whole coconut fucking bonanza today. I went to the store, got a coconut and a bottle of wine to set the mood. After getting home, I uncorked the wine to get my buzz on and proceeded to open the coconut via hammer and nail. Once the hole was set into place, I expanded it appropriately to fit my member by using some of the utensils in the kitchen. Once I got a good fit after doing a test run, I found the hairs to be a little too much. I shaved her in the bathroom using my wall clippers. The preparations were made, the mood was set, and I opened up a pack of condoms and went to work on my new bitch. Fast forward a few hours later, and my wife comes home. All is well, we ate dinner and talked, usual bullshit. I knew I fucked up when she confronted me with the condom wrappers I had used. Apparently she found them in the trash can and freaked the fuck out asking who was over. I told her I cheated on her with a coconut. It took a lot of convincing and showing of Reddit threads to prove I didn't have anyone else over and I simply needed a good couple of FAP sessions alone. She was furious and I tried to console her by saying I'd never cheat on her with anyone. Just was having a hard time due to her time of the month and it seemed like a good idea. I'm not allowed to buy coconuts anymore, uneasy face. TLDR, fucked my coconut with a condom, wife found them, thought I was cheating on her, had to fess up. So penetrating a coconut is okay, but penetrating a coconut raw was not. TIFU by deleting Reddit's #1 top post of all time. Happened just now. Sorry for my possible slips as English is not my mother tongue. I mostly only lurk around, but this time I decided that it's something worth sharing, given the spirit of the sub. I've been in quite a low mood because of some job-related bullshit. Usually when I get depressed at home I start doing the dishes, dusting the rooms, and whatnot, not even because I like keeping things clean but removing my so-to-say traces are a small subconscious obsession of mine. See, since I'm not under a huge load of work it suddenly occurred to me that checking my emails accounts folder and terminating the ones I don't use anymore would be a nice idea, both out of privacy-related paranoia and just for the heck of it. The thing is I used to have an Imager account a long time ago, please don't bully, so I decided to delete it as well, but that didn't seem quite possible to do the traditional way, since I didn't get it by registering at the service directly. I'll omit the details of all the cyber sex I went through with my keyboard and the browser, but I somehow got the long-awaited notification confirming the fact that my account got discontinued, so I pretty much forgot about the whole deal. But little did I know. Later in the day I get back to browsing some picture subreddit and notice that some Imager posts linked on the page suggest me to delete the image, although it wasn't even submitted by me. In addition to that I still seem to be logged in, although no username shows up in the top right drop-down user menu. Being the total jackass of an idiot that I am, after checking, and confirming this with a few more links, I decide to Google the #1 top Reddit post of all time, which, of fucking course, is a link to a post on Imager, yeah, the one about the Senate, with a total of whole damn 310k upvotes. I open it and see the tempting red button suggesting me to praise Satan himself. Of course Imager won't allow me to do that, those buttons probably don't work, do they? It can't be this bugged, right? I hadn't clicked one by then yet. So I click the button AAA on see the title of this TIFU. I'm sorry. I didn't want to. Please, forgive me everyone. I'll commit Sudoku before the shame befalls on the name of my forefathers. If somebody working for Imager sees it here, please, report it to who it would be most appropriate. TLDR, I deleted Reddit's #1 top post. Picture by playing around with Google sign-in on Imager. PS. Resubmitted because it didn't have TLDR in the beginning. Edit, link for clarification, try clicking the original Senate post's title link. Edit to 0. I guess. I am the Senate. Now. Edit to 6. 5. 32. I submitted the bug to Imager's contact form just in case. Edit 4. 1. 15. Just got from work to find a message from you/binders full of women. On the behalf of Imager's team, so the bug seems to be closed by now, the picture's back too. That's pretty cool and fast of a reaction for such a huge service, especially for me since it's already post-working hours for me. I know, time zones and Edit over 9,000. To all the guys telling me about the difference between seppuku and sudoku. Edit, I lost the count. 666 updates. Edit from the high ground, what the heck. Gold, 30k and updates. /r/all. And numerous cross posts. Ironic. Edit from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Holy shit, now. The title of the imager post attached to the original Senate one has my username engraved into it. Sorry, but the post has been temporarily removed by request of imager staff while they fix their security issue. We'll put it back up soon. Edit. Restored. Nah, there's no way. Checks top post of all time. Oh shit. /r/